Today, Precarious plays
Chrono Trigger.
What is she holding? An apple?
a materia.
A gem?
A materia. I've got
Ooh.
materia on the brain.
There's no way that if I walk over this, it doesn't shock me, right?
Lasers.
Ah. Well, we're all dead.
No?
No? What happened?
Good? It's probably good. Maybe it like raised a platform back in the central chamber.
Maybe. Look how sneaky this guy thinks he's being. He's like, I am on a pedestal too. Look at me.
He is being very still. Props for that.
Look, his friend is too. They're like, we are the cute, beautiful ladies holding the stones. The stones are our eyes. No, guys. We know where you are.
I think the yellow-orange one could get away with it, but that purple one,
Standing out.
I could not recommend Final Fantasy VII Remake as a game to play to anyone and feel comfortable about it.
It is interesting to watch, though.
What I would have to do is
Oh, no.
I'd have to hem and haw and then go, are you free right now? Why don't you just come over and play it for maybe 3 hours?
Yeah.
Because, so, let me explain the conflicted feelings I have about the combat. Because that's something that I don't mind speaking at length about. I don't want to talk about the changes they've made to the story or anything, but the combat, really, even if I could talk about it for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And you would still probably want to play it at some point to experience it firsthand, you know? It's kind of hard to spoil the battle system in that way. I feel like my initial impression from the demo was mostly correct.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a great RPG, and I don't think it's a great action game, because those elements constantly fight with one another in an unpleasant way. So, to give you a quick example of each, I was there's an arena after a certain point in the game, and it's just wall-to-wall fighting. Which I was sort of excited about because it would give me an opportunity to explore the combat system in a more thorough way than had really been reasonable. Just running around trying to worry about things like assessing enemies, like using a materia slot to assess enemies the whole game has been sort of a drag. Stuff like trying to keep, say, the warding materia on. I'm actually weirdly hoping that the game doesn't just drop a bunch of ribbons on me in the next few hours, because I'll feel like a doof for having spent so much energy trying to keep my warding materia on to increase its ability to make me immune to important stuff like instant death.
That's Robo-Tackle. There it is. Okay.
The arena, it made me feel duped. Because there was a moment where I was playing as Tifa, and I was getting into a really good action game groove, you know? All of her important stuff had been mapped to shortcuts, and I was feeling deft, I was feeling agile, I was using the deadly dodge and parry materias to stay mobile and reposition myself, and I was being, if you don't mind me saying so, I was being pretty fucking clever, you know?
Yeah. You were like, I have figured out this less than optimal system.
No, don't say that. I was just being clever and I was playing a good, solid action game that had a lot going on under the hood, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But then I used the parry materia to slide behind a simple bandit as he was, like, as his attack was initiating. I think it was called, like, swing away or bat away.
Mm-hmm.
It's this big swing that causes a lot of knockback.
Yeah.
I used parry to slide past him, and then he pivoted 180 degrees and hit me anyway. And it immediately took me out of it, and it was especially galling because he hit me into a shock trap that he put down.
Mm-hmm.
So I wound up just switching to a different character for a while because Tifa was stunned for an unacceptable amount of time. The stunned and the downed and the grappled states last way too long in Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only reason why it's not, like, turn the game off in frustration maddening is because you have 3 people, usually, you know?
Yeah. I need to use... I'm, like, really low on MP. I got down to 0 for a second there. I used a midi for...
You should just be able to run away and go back to the save point. Just run away from any encounters you have. Do you remember where it is relative to here? You need
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But we're so... Nope. Just go back.
I think that's a dead end, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Did I miss any boxes? No.
Huh.
There's a flashy light here.
Hold on, step on the button again. On the to the right.
Hmm.
And oh. Whenever you started to step towards it, it kind of drew you onto it, didn't it?
Yeah. It
Like-
drew the entire party onto it. Maybe there's a similar button somewhere else.
Maybe you have to step on several buttons to open the way. There's a box.
Yeah. Kaiser arm.
That's a
That
robo.
sounds good. Okay. Let me put that on Robo. I mean, I could just use ethers, but I have to go back the same way anyways, so.
It's his primary.
Yeah, I'm...
Oh.
Yeah. Robo's been doing pretty well. I kind of forget that just straight up Robo Tackle is like so strong.
Yeah, he's a hefty robot from the future.
Mm-hmm.
Should probably be the strongest party member.
Mm-hmm.
Might be. I don't know. I don't know overall. I think that...
Oh, I think it did. It opened a path.
You should still go heal first. To
Yeah.
the north.
It opened a path.
Oh,
did
wait.
all the things.
Hold on. I completely forgot. No, you're fine.
Okay.
I was talking about how this is a dangerous recording environment,
Mm-hmm.
and people are mowing their grass all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and because everybody is home and we live in a pretty an underdeveloped region,
Yeah.
kind of pretty rural.
Yeah, it's definitely rural. And from the perspective of, like, the average, this is rural.
The internet is not great, and I have not figured out how to use the Steam Link, like, on a local area network.
Mm-hmm.
So if our internet goes out, the Steam Link and Steam, it all falls down.
It just falls down like a wet tent. Just
You might want to save. if you
Yeah,
didn't
this is a
already.
good plan. Should I use the top save slot?
Would you use whichever one was oldest?
Okay, I will.
I know that I said I was gonna delete the one that we weren't using, but
Mm-hmm.
anime cutscenes are gonna keep happening,
Mm-hmm.
so might as well.
Okay. Wait, this one.
Yeah.
So we're using 2 today.
So Final Fantasy VII Remake, the arena made me realize it snapped me out of that action game flow. That's just probably the most recent example. It's happened throughout the game. Like, just the fact that you have to be in a fight to practice the basic inputs is a bit of a pain. Especially because you can't change your equipment around during a battle. Your equipment and your materia. So, for example, it took me a really long time to try using Deadly Dodge on Tifa. Just because I wouldn't think of it until I was in a battle, and then I would think, like, oh, well, I can't put it on right now anyway because all of her materia slots are taken up by stuff that I know is good and works, you know?
Oh my goodness. We have come to a change.
Yeah.
Do you see what is happening?
Stairs?
Yes!
But also a door to the south.
What?
That looks most dire.
That is just, it looks like something they just wanted to show us. This is definitely what? The core...
Like an elevator shaft?
Yeah, and there's a twinkle over there. Did you see the twinkle?
Oh.
Oh, how do you even get to that?
Elevator. Probably.
Bye. We're gonna take the stairs because they're safer.
It's better for you.
Safer in many regards. Okay. Okay.
Good one.
Yes! Please hit everything and just clean sweep. Clean their clocks. Oh yeah, that's all of them, right?
I don't know. Yes.
Yep. Yay! Makes me so happy.
So there are, like, the excessive tracking, the materia not being quite as multifaceted as I think it should be. Like, I feel like there should either be more slots or each piece of materia should do more. Kind of like feats in 5e D&D, where every materia should probably be like a little packet of skills instead of just one discrete thing. You know what? I actually think that the healing, like the cure materia, is probably the best example of what I'm talking about, because it has 3 levels of cure, which is fine. It's a little bland, but it also throws the regen in there at 1 level. I feel like more materia should have done that. Like, I think that there's 1 materia that covers, like, sleep, silence, and a 3rd ailment. I think, what's it called? Not subversion. Binding, maybe? They bundled a few different spells together, and I feel like Deadly Dodge and Parry probably could have been bundled together and integrated.
Whoa. That statue had bad breath.
Like, Deadly Dodge has 2 ranks. They probably could have gotten away with just making Parry, changing a little bit to integrate with Deadly Dodge and having it be the stage 2. Like the level 2 version of that materia. So that's a great example, kind of going the other direction. So the RPG mechanics often get in the way of the action game, or they don't mesh well.
Yeah.
Before I talk about Deadly Dodge,
Oh. Oh.
So one example, the item shops. There are weapon shops and item shops in every town, like it's a standard RPG, but because it has a number of weapons per character, that's much more in line with something like, say, a Devil May Cry title.
Yeah.
It's not... The functionality is not as diverse, but the number of weapons... it's, like 5 or 6, I think, per character,
It's Masa.
Was I Masa?
No, I was Masa. You're Mune.
Okay, then you be Masa, and then we'll take a break for right now, because I think I'm letting my thoughts get too scattered.
Dreamstone has been used throughout the ages. The Mammon Machine and that pendant were made from it, and so was that knife.
Forgot about that knife.
We are the embodiment of Melchior's hope, sealed within the knife.
Oh.
Hurry, if you mean to confront the queen. Hope rests in your hands.
I guess the knife is the Masamune then.
Mm-hmm.
But like the baby version of it?
Yeah. I guess so. Oh, it's getting real.
We'll start with the realness next time.